Talk to me. Nope, not doing it. Nope. I was going to try to say the next part, the words that come after that, but nope, I can't bring myself to do it. That creeps me out way too much. Look, not only does that hand just creep me the fuck out, but literally the entire way you have to play these games and the things you have to say to get the spirits to do what you need them to do no, absolutely not. I don't know how anybody in this movie brought themselves to play that damn game, but this thing is fucking ridiculous, guys. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's just talk to me. Hey guys, it's your guy in the chair here, and look, this is my review for Talk to Me, starring Sophie Wild, Miranda Otto, Joe Bird, and Alexandra Jensen. Just had to make sure I get their names right because it's the first time I'm ever hearing of any of these actors or actresses. So, look, basically our story is we are following this young girl basically after the death of her mom. She's mourning, she's going through grief, trying to find ways to cope with her pain and just, you know, going through these things. So she goes to this party, and there's this big social media trend going on where people are playing this game where there's this creepy ass hand that you basically you strap yourself to a chair, you shake, you let the hand sit there in front of you, you reach your hand out, shake it, and you have to say, talk to me. And basically a creature, someone from the other side will show up in front of you, and after that you say, I let you in, and all hell breaks loose from there. And guys, when I truly tell you, for me, like personally, there is nothing better than a wonderful, just horrific horror movie experience. There's just nothing better, because for me, and I was talking to my friends about this before we walked into this movie, the horror genre is one where it just falls to so many cliches and, you know, so many tropes where they're just kind of redoing the same things. So when a horror movie comes out and it does something like refreshing and new, and it gives like fresh energy or like a breath of fresh air into the horror genre itself, it feels so amazing. Like, because I love horror movies so much. So when movies take the chance to just do something extreme and out of the ordinary and just take a risk, and it actually pays off, I feel like there's no better movie experience for fans, period. Like, if you don't like horror movies, I understand that. But truly, for me, there's just nothing better than sitting down and getting to experience a refreshingly just terrifying horror movie. And that's exactly what this movie is. This movie had so much hype surrounding it. Like, the reviews were damn near, like, disturbing. Like, to say the least. Like, the stuff that people were saying to describe this movie had me so excited, but I was reading just the most disturbing stuff. Like, people were saying it's horrific, it's gory, it's disturbing, it's eerie, it's just unsettling. Like, it's all of that and so much more. And for whatever reason, I had the time of my life in this theater. So let's just get into what I liked, because there isn't anything I didn't like about this movie. So let's just get into what I liked. All right, so starting with Sophia Wild's performance. Look, this girl was absolutely transcendent. I mean, pure genius from beginning to end, because I can only imagine the places that she had to go in her mind to truly not only cope with this character, but truly make us believe that, you know, everything going on screen is truly real. Like, make sure, like, the feelings that the feeling of loss and hopelessness and dread that she has, that she's going through after losing her mother. Like, this is such a heavy themed movie that you're dealing with here. And like, beyond this hand and just having the scary stuff happen, this movie's story at the heart of this whole thing is very intense and very dark. Like, it can get really heavy for you, especially if you've lost someone very close to you. This movie deals with grief and the losing of someone that's very close to you. And it's crazy because Haunted Mansion does the exact same thing, just in a lighter Disney tone. This one does it in a much darker A24 tone, and honestly, they did it so much better. But I mean, Haunted Mansion was cool too. But look, as far as Sophia Wild's performance, I need her to get nominated, because this, like I said, this girl was purely genius from beginning to end. I mean, not only the possession scenes themselves, where has the dark eyes and she's just rambling different things, like whatever the demons are saying out of her mouth, like not only those scenes herself, but the moments of emotion where she has to talk about her mom and she has to really feel those the past and how much pain it's causing her and how alone she feels in the world. Like when she really has to dig in to the emotions that this character is feeling and has to bring out in order to really make this story, you know, feel more realer than the freaking hand itself. It's incredible. It's incredible the lengths that this girl goes to absolutely pull off one of the best performances I've seen all year. She truly pulled off one of the best performances I've seen all year. I'm talking about in a movie, period. Yes, I know Oppenheimer just came out last week and everybody killed that, but I'm telling you, y'all, do not let this, like, if you love horror movies, personally, if you don't love horror movies, I don't know if I can recommend this for you because this shit gets pretty real. But personally, if you love horror movies, I'm telling you, do not let this year go by without you watching this movie and watching this girl's performance, because she is a rising star, and I cannot wait to see what she does next. But look, like I said, beyond Sophie Wild's incredible performance, look, the story at the heart of this movie, because yes, surrounding this film is really the hand itself. Like the hand is kind of the main focal point of the movie, but at the same time, it's truly not. Like the heart of this thing is truly dealing with grief and loss, and honestly, it's like just dealing with those themes. Oh, even on top of that, the story also deals with social media themes and honestly the peer pressuring and the lengths that you would go to be accepted by your peers and what you would do and how dumb of stuff that you would do to get people to even like you, and just you fall into the social media tropes these days. This movie has so many great themes and so many heavy themes as well. Like it said, has so many great foreshadowing lessons throughout it. Like it's like this movie is written to perfection. I don't think I said who directed this movie, but it was Danny Philippou and Michael Philippou, and I hope I'm saying their names correctly, but these guys truly directed a horror masterpiece here. This thing is absolutely fascinatingly terrifying from the literal beginning to end. I absolutely loved the opening scene. It set the tone. It lets you know how dark and twisted this shit is going to get from jump. It lets you even know how emotionally invested you get into these characters. I'm telling you, Sophie Wild does such a great job at getting you to emotionally just latch on to her character. And like once you are latched on, like I think the poster literally says it's a movie that takes you by the hand and never lets go. I'm telling you, once this girl gets her hands on your shoulders, and I'm talking about this happens truly before they even play the game. Once this girl gets her hands on your shoulders, you are literally stuck in your chair watching some crazy shit go down. And honestly, beyond that, once the actual game is played, maybe like 15, 20 minutes into the movie, anything that's happening after that is truly just like, you know, the movie is just surrounded by this sense of this vibe of just dread and terror, and honestly just like you feel like disturbed, and like it's just like hair raising, skin crawling type feelings that you're getting throughout this thing, because the more it's not, because of course when we're watching this as audience members, we're telling ourselves, why would anybody want to do this? This is so stupid. Why is anybody, like, why are you guys continuously using this hand? Why do you guys even want to experience this? But truly, when you watch the movie and you see these kids' reaction to it once they finish, they treat it like a drug. They treat it like they just got off one of the best shroom trips they've ever had. They like she described, when Mia, the main character, Sophie Wild's character, when she got done with her first interaction with the hand, she literally described the experience as amazing. Like she just felt free. Like she literally just went through the most life-changing, life-altering experience ever, which of course she did, but not in the way that she thought. I mean, my God, guys, this movie here truly surpassed all my expectations, and I walked in literally with sky-high expectations. Like, it literally, this movie completely blew past it, and I mean, like, completely just shattered it. The kids acting, all the kids in this movie acted their asses off. I mean, these directors knew exactly what they were doing when they casted these kids. They know exactly what they're doing when they gave directions on which kid is doing which part of the possessioning, and you know who's going to act out certain lines and deliver certain things, and you know portray certain demons and things like that. Like they knew exactly what to do with these kids, and they did it to perfection. Joe Bird, I think that's his name. Yeah, Joe Bird, the kid that plays Riley, he killed it. I mean, my God, they don't even have a picture for this kid up on Google. Like, that's disrespectful as hell, because you walk out of this movie, this kid almost stole the show if Sophia Wild wasn't so amazing, but this kid absolutely killed. Alexandra Jensen, like I said, she killed, well, I never said that she killed it either, but she did a great job. I'm telling you, all these kids, I gotta go through their names, because honestly, all of them deserve shout-outs. Look, Zoe Terakes, I hope I'm saying her name right, Zoe Terakes, Chris Alosio, Otis Dahanji. Yeah, honestly, like I said, this is the first I'm hearing of a lot of these kids, but they absolutely gave breathtakingly shocking performances. Like, there's probably so many moments in this movie where I'm just sitting there absolutely speechless, baffled. I'm rubbing my hands through my hair, like, I can't believe this is what I'm watching. There are so many moments that honestly, a lot of people are going to look away. I couldn't take my eyes off the damn screen. I really wish some things, that there's some disturbing ass imagery in this film. Like that's truly an understatement. Like look, there's this one scene where, and all I'll say is this. It's a moment where instead of, you know, the humans getting to invite the demons on their side, the demons invite Mia to her side for a second. And the imagery that you get on in that, when the demons get to invite Mia to their side for a second, it's like Smile meets Drag Me to Hell. If you've ever seen those, if you've seen Smile and you've seen Drag Me to Hell, you know that those movies were absolutely horrifying within themselves, but combined, you get Talk to Me. And Talk to Me is absolutely frightening, just unsettlingly, which I hope is the right use of that word, unsettlingly just horrific. Like, I had goosebumps, I had chills throughout the entirety of this movie, and honestly, one thing people are going to try to emphasize was the movie scary? Now, being scared, or the essence of the word scary, is different for a lot of people. Like, people's fears are a bunch of different things, and truly when it comes to horror movies, a lot of people kind of gravitate to the jump scares, but if you've watched enough horror movies, you see jump scares coming from a mile away. This movie does not rely on jump scares whatsoever. This movie relies on the realism of the situation and the realism of this story. How heavy of a story this is, the fact that you can actually relate to something like this, and the fact that you understand that grief can have you doing the craziest of things, like unexpected things, and so can peer pressure. Like, you can actually relate to the realism of this story, and I promise you, like, I'm not saying I believe in ghosts, but I damn sure ain't the type to try to prove that theory wrong. Like, when you are dealing with the hand itself, like, I truly think that this could be 100% real. Like, this could happen in real life. Like, so I'm so serious. Like, literally, if something like this were to blow up on social media and kids these days got a hold of it and they're questioning whether or not it's real, they're gonna try it. Look, a problem that I think a lot of people will have with this movie is the fact that the kids in these movies are little shits. Truly, like Roy Kent says, these kids are absolutely little fucking shits. But I mean, truly, they're kids. Like, they're teenagers. Teenagers are gonna do dumb shit. They're gonna be little shits. Like, that's what they're supposed to be. Kids are ignorant. They make ignorant decisions. So truly, I can't really hold that against them in this film, because they're kids. Like, as dumb as it is, like, the fact that they're using this, like I said, they're not treating this hand as something that needs to be like something to be terrified of. They're treating it like it's a drug. They're treating, once they get latched onto this thing, once they get attached to it, it never lets them go. They can't let go. And it really happens to me as Sophia Wild's character, and truly the progression of just like the reckless decisions she's making throughout this film, it truly all ties back to not only the heavy story that's, you know, going on in the film, but also the attachment of that she's gotten to this hand. I'm telling you guys, like, this movie honestly just, it blew me away. I absolutely love horror movies so much, and I'm telling you, there's nothing better for me. There's no better experience for me than walking out of a refreshingly new horror movie, and this truly was refreshing in every sense of the word. I mean, absolutely just terrific. But I thought the mom, Miranda Otto's character, I thought she absolutely did good too. Look, I'm telling you, like, everybody in this movie deserves a shout out because the performances are absolutely ridiculous. And there are so many just shocking, breathtaking moments in this movie. Like, I'm telling you, there were at least 5 or 6 moments in this thing that literally had my jaw on the floor. Like, I was just in complete and utter awe of what was going on screen. And honestly, another thing that I absolutely loved about this film, like I said, the heart of this movie truly is the themes of grief and loss and the social media tropes and things like that. They're really trying to basically tell you, there's this old saying that says, well, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Basically, that is the premise of what this movie is. But one thing I absolutely love that they did with as far as the hand goes, they never go crazy into depth about where it came from. Like, truly everything that people know about this thing, or the only knowledge that we get, is anything like as far as like rumors. Nobody's 100% sure who the hand belongs to, where it came from. There's so many stories surrounding it, and honestly, that made it like 40 times more creepier. The hand itself is already just, when they pull the thing out and it's sitting there like this with just all the writing on it, period, it's literally the creepiest thing in the world, that you have to sit there and be strapped to a chair and shake that hand to, like, that's creepy within itself. But normally they, like, what movies try to do is they'll try, like, whatever is the haunting object or whatever is haunting them, they'll try to go into depth about where it came from and try to find out a way to stop it. But what I love about this movie is they never really go that route, and it doesn't take away from the story whatsoever. Like, it doesn't like make the hand less effective. It doesn't take away from anything that the hand is doing. The hand is creepy within itself. The hand is doing all the work by itself, just being there. It's creating the creepy atmosphere already. The story itself just makes you more emotionally attached and just makes that sense of dread so much heavier, because although we know as audience members that they're absolutely dumb for doing this, like I said, grief and peer pressure can make you do dumb things. And the more and more that these kids use this thing, we all know as audience members, whatever's happening once they use it again, things are just going to get progressively worse. And whatever we're coming up with in our minds at that point of what's going to pop out, or even if we don't know, they're playing with our imaginations throughout this film. Like, they are playing amongst our thoughts. They are trying to portray things and make us, fear things before they even happen, before they even pop up. Like, just the kids using this hand in general, and us seeing the black eyes and the possession and just the wonderment on their faces after they've used it. Like, that's scary within itself. Like, the sense of enjoyment, and just absolute happiness that they got, like, using this thing, that's scary within itself too. Their reaction to it, I'm telling you, like, this movie truly was just absolutely written to perfection. I mean, written, directed, the score was amazing. I mean, yeah, truly, like, honestly, not necessarily the score, but the use of sounds and just the sound mixing, like the sound of like drowning water for a lot of the things that they use, genius. Honestly, the movie looked beautiful, like I said, and the imagery itself was very disturbing. They don't rely on jump scares whatsoever, and I really do appreciate that. Like I said, these kids absolutely killed it. Look, overall, guys, Talk to Me is not only one of the best horror movies of the year, but it's one of the best movies of the year. Sophie Wild is truly, she needs to be nominated. I'm going to be a big advocate for her to be nominated for a performance like this, because for a kid to bring out these sort of emotions and go to a place like this to pull off a performance that she did is unlike anything I've ever seen. For a child to I don't know how old she is, maybe she's like in her 20s, but for a kid to truly go to places like that. Now, I'm not sure if she's experienced actual grief in her personal life, and that's why she was able to do this so well, but for a kid to really pull off these emotions like that, it's all of these kids truly, for all of them to pull off the emotions and go to the places they had to go to do what this movie needed them to do in order to have the effect it had on me and the audience members itself. It's just absolutely shocking. Look, overall, guys, like I said, this is one of the best movies of the year. It's honestly one that is going to sit with me and resonate with me for a very long time. I gotta see this movie at least 5 more times. Like, I truly loved everything this movie had to offer, and for all those reasons and so many more, guys, I'm gonna give Talk to Me a 5 out of 5 stars. All right, guys, so Talk to Me, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Look, A24 is honestly just coming out with nothing but hits, dog. Like, A24 is truly one of the best horror movie studios out there to date. Like, they truly know how to make you just absolutely just feel so violated after a movie. It doesn't make any sense. But look, let me know in the comments below what you thought of the movie. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Excuse me. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff and so much more, guys. Look, I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. This is your guy in the chair. More content coming to you soon.